we've learned that Jeff Bezos, the Amazon guy, has hired a New York-based investment firm to kick the tires on owning an NFL team. Where have we heard this before? The firm is prominent in transactions involving professional sports teams. That's their specialty. It's a very unique, specific specialty. They handled the most recent sales of the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. This leading the connecting of the dots and saying, here we go. Here we go. The data indicates, play the probabilities. The law of probability in favor of Jeff Bezos and the Washington football team. So let's discuss the question, what are the odds that Jeff Bezos bids on the Washington Commanders? So the odds on this, the bids, I'll say the odds that he bids are minus 5,000, which is a 98% chance. A 98% chance. Now, what are the chances he actually ends up with the team? Well, the odds on that are minus 190, a lot less, but minus 190. So I've got jalapeno poppers, resort fees, and Rockefeller. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a nice big lobbyist, which they have a lot of in Washington. That's why American politics blow the lobbyist. All right, so to lead off here, Jeff Bezos has already dipped his toes in NFL water. We know that. His baby that grew into the monster that is Amazon already has a deal. They've got a deal. The tech giant, which started as an online bookstore, Amazon, has exclusive streaming rights, much to the dismay of Dick and Dayton and everyone over a certain age, to Thursday Night Football on Prime Video. It's an 11-year deal. They just started it, and that cost the company $11 billion, $11 billion with a B, that Amazon is paying for NFL rights. Now, Bezos has stepped away, allegedly, from day-to-day operations with the mega company. But he has also he's formed this relationship with Roger Goodell, the empty face of the NFL, along with many prominent owners. And Bezos has experienced life inside the shield. He's been inside. He's attended gala NFL functions. He's been wined and dined. He's hung out with the keepers of the pigskin, the guardians, the gatekeepers of the pigskin, all that. And this has played out in recent years. And consider all of that. Consider the Amazon Prime deal, all the dinners, all the cocktails. Consider that like jalapeno poppers or boneless buffalo chicken wings or pigs in a blanket. That's all appetizer. That's all appetizer stuff. The next step is to crank things up a couple of notches. You don't need me to tell you that, right? You know that. I have no skin in the game on this. I'm not a Washington fan at all, but it's an open secret that Jeff Bezos has been lurking like a snake in the grass. And he wants that team in D.C. He has been hobnobbing with political socialites around D.C. and also New York City, but people that have ties to the NFL as well for many years. This has been going on. Now, furthermore, would Dan Snyder do business with Jeff Bezos? And that is the issue on the table. See, that's where things get gummy. That's where things get gummy. And we don't believe that Dan Snyder truly wants to sell the team. I know he's going through the process, but this, until proven otherwise, I get the vibe it could be Artie Moreno 2.0. Embattled baseball owner Artie Moreno runs the Angels, put the team up for sale, and then it turned out to be a head fake. It was a head fake, and everyone fell for it, and then he took the team off the market and said, ha-ha, psych, you losers. And so will Dan Snyder do the same thing? He hasn't sold it yet, and a lot of people expected the team to be further along in the process, and now you have this revelation that Jeff Bezos is entering and making sure that this is public because he put it in the newspaper that he owns, and that's part of the story. Right? Now, if Snyder does take the plunge to try to get that return on investment. Jeff Bezos has been a thorn in his side. He has been a nuisance. He has been a pest, purchasing the dying Washington Post and then turning it into a Sidewinder missile and firing it off at Dan Snyder, weaponizing the paper to bury Danny Boy. And what an inconvenience. Now, listen, I'm not saying that Dan Snyder doesn't deserve all that's coming his way. He's done a lot of deceitful, shady things. He's been a scumbag. Bezos airing all of the dirty laundry on a clothesline in the public square from the Washington football team owner. So it is fair to say that Dan Snyder has Python venom for the guy that ran Amazon all those years, Jeff Bezos. And as welcoming for Dan Snyder to have Bezos come in and bid on the team is as nice as having a nice big ingrown toenail. Feels really good, right? Your big toe. So what does it all mean? What does it all mean? It means that Dan Snyder, if he's willing to even consider selling to the old Amazon guy, he's going to include what's known as a resort fee. Nice big resort fee. That means if you want all the amenities, all the perks, all the attention that one gets, it's like a playground for the rich guys owning an NFL team. You want all that, all the goodies, and especially a team in D.C. that's been down on their luck. Whoever ends up turning the Washington, what used to be called the Redskins, around, will be on the next level. They'll be on every party playing grab ass with all these politicians in D.C., like they're not doing that now anyway. But the point is you're going to have to pay a little extra. In this case, we'll call it a prime rate. Forget $7 billion. How about $8, $9, $10 billion? To the moon! The sky is not the limit. It is just the beginning with this bloke. It just is. It's just the beginning. All right, parting shot. So how would other NFL owners treat Jeff Bezos? There has been some pushback. There's some media types that are saying they don't really want this guy involved because he's too rich. And I say, phooey. They welcome this cat with open arms. Now, not everyone. I'm not going to go crazy, but the vast majority. And here's why. Owning an NFL team is a status symbol. It shows the world you've made a gazillion dollars, and now you want to flex and have something to talk about at the cocktail parties in the Hamptons or the afternoon pool parties in L.A., wherever you're in, or Miami, wherever. But it's the Billionaire Boys Club. And Bezos is this era's Rockefeller family. Like they can rub elbows, the other owners, with a modern-day Rockefeller and schmooze as contemporaries. Amazon is the Standard Oil company of today. And so many ridiculously wealthy names that still ooze with wealth. If you've been to New York, you might have been by Rockefeller Center, right? You've been by there. There's another famous rich family, the Carnegie family, Carnegie Hall, which is there as well. Andrew Carnegie, the Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford, Cornelius Vanderbilt, all these old school, early American, big money people. And shout out Vanderbilt University, which is still thriving in Nashville and named after Cornelius Vanderbilt, nicknamed the Commodore, which is, ironically, no, it's not, what the school's athletic teams are called, the Commodores. So Jeff Bezos is worth $128 billion. To put that in perspective, if he wanted to and if he was allowed, Bezos is rich enough to afford to buy every NFL franchise and have a whole bunch of billions left over. Every single team in the NFL he could buy. At market rate, he could buy every team. And if he does enter ownership, expect someone that me and Eddie, we know from the past. This is very bizarre. They're not married, but his longtime girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez, who worked for Fox Sports Television, worked as a TV anchor in L.A. for years. I'm getting the sense that she'll actually be running a lot of the team, which is very scary, but she would be like the undercover boss. she would be like the madam, the undercover boss involved in all that.